Welcome back to 5 Talk Street. I'm Christy Nelson. October is Dyslexia Awareness Month, and our next guest has struggled with dyslexia and succeeded. Author Tiffany Sunday is joining me today, and she is dyslexic, and she's written a book called Dyslexia. I keep saying this incorrectly. I apologize. Dyslexia's Competitive Edge, and it gives parents information to help their children grow up to be successful professionals and entrepreneurs. And thank you for joining us today. Why did you write the book?
I wrote the book because I wish there was a book like this when I was starting my career. It's like, there's lots of books for young kids and, for helping read, but there wasn't a book that truly showcased dyslexia and saying, this is a book about how we become gifted problem solvers, but it also talks about some of the areas such as word retrieval. Like if I'll be sitting here talking to you and suddenly I can't retrieve a word, that there are ways that we can work around that, because dyslexia in a sense is, it's a gift of creating workarounds when you're in school, because we do not learn the same way as you would or someone else that doesn't have dyslexia.
So what are some of the things you talk about as far as assets that you can use to your advantage?
One of the big assets is what we call problem solving, or we're gifted at that, because when I was starting in school, when I was in 3rd grade, and I was barely reading, my brain's going, oh my gosh, something's wrong. It's like, Houston, we have a problem. And so I started memorizing every word I came across, because I had to do that in order to spell, in order to write answers. And so when I walk in a room, like even being here, I'd be like looking at words so that I can memorize. So I generated a photographic memory, or I would learn how to look on the test for words I'd have to spell later. And I would scan. So you're always hunting for information to answer the test or to respond to the teacher. And so those are, you become, you problem solve, and you think outside the box, because again, it's not traditional.
So you also offer tips for parents.
Yes.
On how they can help their children succeed.
Yes.
Give us some examples of that.
Like one, I just talked about the problem solving, and the other is one, I think a key thing for parents is to help focus on the strengths of the kids, because there are strengths within dyslexia. Because we have to distill a lot of information quickly and then get to the key points. And so like when we're listening to the teachers, we can get to the point. So talk with their kids and say, where do you see yourself excelling? Because you're good at problem solving. How can you translate this to a different subject? How can you tweak these strategies that you're already developing to do better in school, or to even make something a little bit easier?
Now, of course, what we know about, most people know about dyslexia, is that it's sometimes difficult to read. So how have you been able to write 2 books?
Well, for me, dyslexia impacts my reading and spelling, because I phonetically hear no sounds. So again, it's the memorization. But I write because it's a creative outlet. It's like most dyslexics are highly creative individuals. And so to me, writing is an expression of the creativity I have. So that wasn't a problem. Now spelling, oh my gosh, I could spend 30 minutes on a word. It's like, oh my goodness, why can't I figure out how to spell the word fuel? It seems easy to you, but in my mind, I'll be flipping through using technology, but I don't give up, because dyslexia teaches you to be, tenacity and to persevere. So I'm like, okay, I'll handle this. We'll eventually figure out the word.
Now, you have got a couple of book signings coming up. Tell us about those real quickly.
Yes, I have 3 book signings, or I have 2 book signings and a presentation coming up in October. The first one is Saturday, October the 3rd. It is in Richardson. The second one is October 17th, and it is in Addison. And the third one is at a library in Dallas. And you can get all the information at tiffanysunday.com.
Fantastic. Best of luck to you, and thank you so much for coming on to talk about it.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, and if you'd like more information on how to help a child with dyslexia succeed, again, you can visit tiffanysunday.com. And we're back in a moment with more of 5 Talk Street.